Hey, it's Korinn, 365 days of open heart living. Today is day 96. Anchor. I want to talk about being ungrounded. Being ungrounded is when we don't feel connected to how we are in our life, in our body, in our day. There's like this space of fluff almost, of just incoherence between where our feet are planted, where our spirit is planted, where our focus is planted. There's a space between where we feel we are and connecting into where we want to grow. When we are anchored, we're grounded in our sense of ourself to root into stability, to grow roots into the ground, earth, the surface underneath our feet, and growing roots into that space gives us strength. It gives us stability to draw from when we ground, when we anchor. And this is kind of a metaphor as I'm explaining it, or an illustration. That space between where your feet are and where you could actually ground if you were touching and had presence on feeling solid, standing on the ground. That space is that space of incoherence where we just feel like something could tip us. We could go off kilter. We could spin out. That sense of ungroundedness, it detracts from our ability to focus and function and feel in alignment with our spirit and our life. Ungroundedness. Yes. So to combat the feeling and sense of ungroundedness, we must anchor. Even when I say the word anchor, say it right now, anchor, and see what comes up for you as you say the word anchor. How does that feel in your body when you say anchor? Anchor. It just feels kind of solid, right? Like words have energy, which is fascinating. But practices create energy too. And meditation as a practice to anchor helps us to connect in with ourself in alignment, in presence, so that that space of incoherence that feels fluffy and feels like unconnected, disconnected, that makes us feel kind of like, if the wind's blowing this way, then I go this way. If the emotion's blowing this way, then I go this way. It makes us feel kind of just impacted by that which is outside of ourself more, to a detrimental state of being cast side to side by the waves of the world instead of being solid and steady in the way of being you, grounded, anchored, with your feet planted firmly in your life. So that when you breathe and you feel yourself, you know you are alive and you are in direct control or direct authorship, direct authority. Sorry for my word jumble. You are in direct authority over the steps you take and the way that you feel and the way that you are is really more so anchored into how your insides are, how you feel in yourself in this moment, than it is anchored into that which is outside of you in your day, in your life, in circumstances. You are your authority. And as you do this meditation today and you experience yourself in a way that is anchoring and connecting and grounding of your spirit into your body, there's a steadiness that can be accessed and that you can keep coming back to in the practice of anchoring through the breath and meditation. Go ahead and close your eyes and just feel your breath. Do this in whatever way feels comfortable, natural, and inspired for you. Feel your breath. It is yours. You are the only one who can breathe life into your body. And you do it so naturally without even thinking. It is automatic. But feeling connected to your life, to your body, is not always automatic. Sometimes you need the space to come into coherence and connect with breath, body, heart, spirit. So that gap between living and being connected to yourself and grounded with the strength of the inner anchor of your divinity. Sometimes the space needs to be created for you to feel that. And the simplest way to access the space and that feeling of connection, that anchor to yourself, is by simply feeling your breath. Simple and profound. As you feel your breath, you feel you. your awareness opens to being fully present. So just be in presence with yourself now. As always, with the inner breath practice, when your mind starts to wander, just notice that's happening and come back to feeling the breath, letting it be a physical experience as it anchors your awareness into your body and your spirit into your body as well. As you keep coming back to feeling your breath, know that your breath is the anchor of your spirit in your body. Your breath is the connector of your spirit to your body. As you breathe in and you breathe out, your spirit is here, interwoven into the breath of your body and your life. When we stop breathing in and out, our spirit releases from us in death. We are not there yet. And so very powerfully, when we feel our breath and we rest our feeling sense on it in our body, we make that connection louder, more present, more openly aware. That is our spirit. We feel ourselves as a spirit in a body more pronounced just by feeling the breath that is your life. and connects those two dimensions of yourself, body and spirit, and feeling that breath that is you in your body, of your spirit, makes that connection and closes that gap so that you can feel grounded, present, aligned, and anchored into being who you are in this precious and simple moment of you beautifully living as you. Feel your breath. You are here, alive. The simplest of things can be the greatest of things. And so it is that your breath is a simple way to anchor into your very being. Go ahead and open your eyes. How do you feel in this moment? How was that experience for you? Do you feel more present? Do you feel steadier? Do you feel more connected to yourself? Do you feel more anchored? Do you feel more grounded? When you have things that unground you, feeling your breath can be your simple anchor, and you can spend 2 minutes doing it, or you can spend 20 minutes. But when you come to your breath, you come to your presence and your inner stability, and you draw from that inner well of being able to step into authority of yourself and direct yourself in a more grounded, stable, present way. I want you to just take a couple of minutes once we finish here and think about what are things that unground you. Are there certain people that cause you to feel ungrounded? Are there certain circumstances that unground you? Certain activities, the anticipation of an event upcoming that feels ungrounding? Are there certain foods that when you eat them, you feel more kind of spinny in the mind, in the head, and the focus that causes you to feel ungrounded? What are those things in your life that unground you? Build an awareness up for what those things are, and then to counter that direction of energy of being ungrounded, unanchored, and being kind of like a loose wire, do the practice of meditation, where you can continually come back to connecting with yourself and that space that closes the gap, so that you can truly feel like you're standing in your body in alignment with your spirit and your heart open. And then you can just beautifully be you in the world, breathing, being and doing, and living your heart. Live your heart.